Hello and welcome to this showcase on how to make a behavior. I will show you how to make a simple transporter behavior. I will step by step show how to make it, and show you an example how the behavior evolves by solving problems as they show up. I make this example with a new twin bot with an empty behavior chip already installed. First, let's set up the bot. Rename it and give it an icon so it's easy to see what it is transporting. This makes it easier to identify the bot later or when it drives by. And you can see how much it's transporting by setting it to infinite. Open the behavior. We can make a really simple transport behavior with two commands. Add drop-off items and pick-up items, as well as two parameters at the top. Rename the parameters. When you have 100 bots, you won't remember everything on every bot. Drag and drop the parameters or click and select them to add them to the commands. In-game you can drag and drop the parameters onto units and buildings. The behavior now knows what buildings it should pick up from and where it should drop off the items. This bot is now a simple transporter that will pick up more items than the default request system. But it has a small problem. It will always drive away right away, as soon as it gets a single item. We can fix that in the behavior. We add a check space for item and let it check if it got any space left for an item. Link can't fit to the drop-off items command, and loop the upper dot to the start. It will now wait until it is completely full before driving to its drop-off location. At the drop-off location it has a similar problem. It will drive back to get new items right away. We can add a similar command in the behavior to fix that. Add and have item command to the end, and select one of the item it should transport. Link the have item to the drop-off command. It will now stay at its drop-off location until it has no items left. With this we now have a much more useful bot to transport things. It will only do one job, but it does it much better than the default request system. Now let's clean up some ugly part in our behavior. We hard-coded the item it should check into the behavior. If we want to reuse this behavior we need to open the behavior for every bot. We already selected the item we want to transport in the visible register. Let's copy that into the behavior instead. But there is one problem. The visual signal is set to infinite so that we can see the amount of resources the bot is carrying. Let's set the number of that value to 1 in the behavior. Then change the number at the drop-off check as well. Now the behavior is independent of any item. We can reuse this behavior now without opening the behavior. Let's clean up this unneeded part. The behavior already loops back to the start here, since no command is attached. Now, the next part is a bit more advanced. The drop-off command and the pickup command have an option to set an amount. This is a separate bot to demonstrate what it does. It works differently than many people expect. The amount you set in the drop-off command means that the bot will only drop items to fill up the target location to the set amount. It will not drop off 20 items as set. It will fill up the target location with items up to 20 if any are missing. We can use this to make the bot serve two drop-off locations at once. I set up this quickly to demonstrate. Like before, we add the commands and set the values. Let's make it the same as before, not hard-coding the item into the behavior. We copy the visual register again and set the number. Now it will put in 20 items in each storage and wait at the drop-off location until it's empty. I forgot to add the second storage, quickly add it and now it works. Now let's change that number in the behavior. It's also hard-coded now. We can use the registers of the drop-off location to give the behavior numbers. Also, let's separate the second drop-off location's number from the first one. Let's change the number before the second drop-off command. You can change the numbers on registers with the scroll wheel or by control-clicking them. Now the bot drops the selected amounts in their respective storages. It will go refill when it's empty. As a final touch, I re-add the unlimited drop-off command to the end of the behavior. This will make the bot drop every item into the storages. With the way the bot is set up now, it will make sure that both storages have the set minimum amounts before filling the rest of either storage. If at any point any of the storages falls below the set minimum amount, it will first refill that storage. Now let's make this bot a template to recreate it. Select the bot, open the library, and at the bottom you will see the bot and the option to save the selected unit into the library. You can edit the bot here. Let's remove the settings of the bot, or it will rush off immediately when created. I like to make the visual signal something easy to see, so that I know that the new bot is not yet set up, but ready for use. By separating bots from the default logistic network with these specialized jobs, you can reduce the number of bots driving around. It is a first step in cleaning up your factory. Logistic bots will now only construct buildings and deliver a small amount of items. Haulers transport the bulk of the items from factory section to section and from mining locations instead. By increasing their storage and speed with higher tech, you can reduce the number of bots even further. Remember, build your behaviors step by step. Experiment and improve your bots over time.